Welcome to Doing Learning, everybody. It's McKyler. I'm hosting. We didn't forget about you, folks.
Not one bit.
I just got sick, and he got sick of recording. Daniel got sick of me.
No, I'm just
I
kidding.
got ill.
You got,
Not like ill either.
you didn't get ill
Do people-
with it? Is that so?
When did people stop saying ill?
I don't know.
That has to be a while ago.
That has to be. Gosh, I haven't even thought of that.
I don't even know if people were saying that like when I was little. Like that was before me. Anyway, this episode's going to be ill, Daniel.
I love that you're bringing
I
it
don't
back.
know. This is not going to work. It's so fetch. Hello, folks. Can
Hi,
we
folks.
say that? I don't know how to do this.
I'm here too, by the way. I am.
Daniel's here. Whatever. This is great. Daniel,
Yes.
somebody gonna die tonight. Someone very specific, actually.
Okay.
You know me. I'm a storyteller.
Oh yeah, I love
So
it.
I always got to take the folks through a story. We'll see where the discussion leads us, but this
Okay.
is just a heck of a story that we all know, but none of us know, I would say.
We all know, but none of us know. We all drink them all. Okay.
Yes. Would you like to take a guess at what my topic is based on that information?
Somebody's gonna die.
We're back, baby.
We
haven't
all know
recorded
it,
in
but
like-
we don't know it. Abraham Lincoln.
No, that's really good. That's very good. Try one more guess.
Oh.
If it's not Abraham Lincoln's assassination, whose is it?
JF Kennedy. Is that?
Okay, you're right. There's like a lot. It's not him. I was like, there's two. No. Julius Caesar.
Oh.
We're going back to Rome.
Oh, okay,
I couldn't.
nice,
It happened that way. It was.
No.
I know. We like talked about him in my calendars episode and whatever. This just happened. And I was
He's a
like,
dude. He's a big dude.
he's a big dude, big name. Everybody knows him. Everybody knows that he got assassinated, right?
Yeah.
Do you know the story?
I know what the historic, very, very accurate movie Gladiator says about it.
What? I don't remember what Gladiator says about it.
Isn't that the guy that gets, or is that?
I don't remember Julius Caesar being in.
Oh my gosh, I'm thinking of something because it's Julius Caesar is the one that gets stabbed as well, right?
Yeah.
Who's the one that gets stabbed in Gladiator?
In the first one?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
it's the guy that helps Maximus like win
I
his
don't
freedom.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's not real.
Are you?
Sorry, everybody. Spoilers for Gladiator 1. It's not.
What?
Facts. It's not a documentary.
You just blew my mind, dude.
So sorry.
They showed it on the History Channel.
There's probably elements of it that are good.
Anyways,
I have no idea, Daniel. Anyway,
I actually do know a little bit.
do you know a little bit?
Yeah.
So chime in when we do this. But yeah, I was like, I don't know what's the story.
The only thing I know about Julius Caesar is that in the time of like whatever, they gave power to one man to like kind of get them out of that situation to like, we just need a leader kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I believe they gave that role to him, but then he did not want to give up that role and became like a ruler for,
Right. That was kind of the whole idea behind.
because it's a role, right? It's not something that they did just for him, right? It's like an actual
right.
like,
Yes. And we're going to get into that.
Cool.
Like what the heck you're dancing around
Yeah.
about. Like the details of Roman politics are super weird. I think we talked about it in some other episode where it's like, the United States government it's like a democratic republic,
yeah.
which is somewhat shaped around kind of how, like, I think if you ask people and you say, if you said the United States government is formed around how the Romans did it,
Mhm.
I think people would just buy that. I don't even think
Yeah.
you'd have to explain it.
Right.
And it's not true. Like that's not how our, like,
Okay.
there might be some elements that are shared.
Okay.
It's not really how they worked. So they had a Senate and they had people vote, but that's kind of it. The rest is bonkers. So we'll get into that. But yeah, you're kind of right. So that's like the whole premise behind the whole plot, the conspiracy, right?
Gotcha.
Was that some members of the Senate and I don't know, say some Romans, whatever, a group of people thought that Julius Caesar was becoming a tyrant, that he was showing aspirations of becoming a king and turning Rome into a monarchy, which it was not.
Okay.
Right? It was a republic.
Yeah.
And they're like, we can't do this. We need to save the republic.
Yeah.
So he's got to go. So it was a political assassination in order to preserve the republic. That's the idea. What, you're smirking a lot.
It just reminds me of every time I hear the word republic, it just reminds me of Star Wars. My allegiance is to, what is it? To the republic.
Yeah, that works. That works for this too. So, yeah, that's what Daniel's going to be thinking of.
My allegiance is to democracy, to republic. Do you know that part?
I forget.
Come on, dude. It's like one of the most iconic parts in all of
which one is that in?
The third one. It's when Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Right before
I have the higher ground. Yeah. I can chop your legs off. I remember him saying that.
I loved you, Anakin. You were my brother.
Kind of it was a good movie. I liked it.
I loved it.
But I don't know. People like to trash on the.
Not anymore.
Because they made new ones that they trash on.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's a generational hatred sort of thing.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, we solved Star Wars. There you go.
We solved Star Wars. That's such a bold statement.
Yeah. Anyway, I figured, Daniel, we should probably start with how did Julius Caesar even get to the point where there was a conspiracy to assassinate him?
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
How did he get to where you always do this? We'll back it up, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to back you up. And we're going to talk about how Julius Caesar, briefly, this is really brief, how he rose to power, how he made his friends, how he made his enemies. And then we'll talk about the details of the plot and the assassination. All right. I will say, there is so much of this, like in Roman history in general, we're not even close to even imagining, one grain of sand on a beach of the amount of information that is available for Roman history.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's so much of it. It was so well documented, and it's Western. It was well documented. Latin's like, we're not super far away from Latin, you know what I mean? So it's really accessible, and so there's just so much of it, and it was crazy. So
you try to crack open the faucet in the freaking fire hose.
Yes.
Just, here's all
that
the
was
info.
It was like, have you ever gotten into, like, when you start getting into we've talked about it, like in an anime or into some kind of fantasy setting, whether it be like when you're playing Magic or D&D or something, right? A new TV show, whatever. You start getting into the lore of things. Yeah. And it's just like, even like Star Wars lore is deep.
Oh
deep,
my
deep,
gosh, yes.
Right? Because there's all the fan fiction and stuff that's canon and like it's allowed. And so it's crazy. And so like you can just sit there on Wikipedia and just like on like Wikipedia or something like that, right? And like just go link to link to link to link to link to link. That's like what this is, right? Like there could be a whole Wikipedia just around like Roman history. Yeah. And you could just people get degrees in this stuff. They spend their whole lives doing this. So anyway, and they do that on many other things. This is just one of them. So and this one's, it's funny too. Have you heard the thing too? Like guys always think of the Roman Empire. Like when was the last time you thought of the Roman Empire? Most guys will say earlier today.
Something like
that. Yeah. So we're doing the Roman Empire again today. We did just talk about a lot about the Roman Empire with the calendar, but here we are again. So anyway, this guy, we already know, he fixed the calendar, right? To a major degree. Yeah. So we'll kind of remember that as we fit that in here, but here we go. All right. Julius Caesar this is good to know, was born around 100 BC.
Okay.
So that we'll kind of remember that one just because. And it's always so hard for me to do like the BC math to figure out how old people are. I don't know why it's so difficult for me.
Okay.
So like, okay, born in, here you go, Daniel, right? Like born in 100 BC, in 84 BC, something happened. Like how old was he?
14?
I don't even remember what numbers I said.
80,
You're close, but it's like
14
no, 16. Yeah, there you go.
16. Okay.
I don't know. It's always weird and backwards to me when it starts.
To me, it's even more so when it's like 30 BC and then it's like 70 AD or something like that.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
then it jumps. It's like,
we did that last time where I was
Yeah.
like, it's a million years. And I'm like, no, it's not. Anyway, numbers are hard. Okay. He was born in 100 BC. He was born into a well-known family. They were well off, but they weren't like loaded.
Okay.
They weren't super rich, right? And this is the time of Roman history. I mean, I'm sure it's chock full of it, where money is power in many, 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 many ways, right? Because this is not the first time. It's not the only time where bribes go a long way politically.
Okay. Yeah.
So there you go. And you could do a lot with money. I mean, rich people had their own armies back in the day, right? They would pay their own soldiers.
Oh,
so we'll get into that
okay,
a little
gotcha.
bit too. But like, that's what we're talking about here, right? So
Okay.
like money matters a lot. Julius Caesar's dad passed away when Caesar was 16.
So in 84.
So in 84. So he already respectable, not super rich, but then his dad dies. So then it's like, it's even worse, financially speaking. And then around that time as well, to make things worse, the dictator Sulla, which maybe sounds vaguely familiar to you.
Dictator
Sulla.
of Sulla.
His name is Sulla. Sulla.
Okay.
He was a dictator at this time, roughly. And he rose to power, and he like blasted all his enemies and stuff, right? One of those happened to be and he confiscated properties of enemies. Caesar's family, this is like the link, you know what I mean? We're going down the rabbit hole. Sulla's enemies, so Caesar's family had ties to Sulla's rival Marius.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter. But Sulla became dictator and he's crushing his enemies.
Okay.
So he starts targeting Marius and his family and like people anywhere close, right? He's going to get you. So then Caesar actually had to go into hiding as a teenager. So he lived a pretty rough upbringing, right? Already, like there's a lot going on. Sulla's regime stripped Caesar of his inheritance and his wife's dowry. So he basically like took everything from Caesar.
Wait, he at 14 was married, or this later on?
Honestly, I don't have the dates for this one.
Okay.
This would be like, honestly, this would be in that time frame, right? Like late teens, basically. Right. So I mean, he's getting everybody, right? Even a young teenager. So some other folks, I don't even know who, I didn't dig into this. They begged Sulla to spare Caesar. But Sulla, he's like, let's see. Sulla allegedly remarked that the boy had, quote, many a Marius in him. So Sulla like looked at Caesar and was like, I don't know, this young whippersnapper, he's conniving, like he's dangerous. And he was spared his life at least, right? But basically everything else kind of taken from him. So Caesar had to climb the ladder the old-fashioned way.
Oh, nice.
And which honestly, really all that means is through the military.
Okay.
Because that's how the Romans were, right? Yep. You're going to hop in, you're going to be a soldier for a while, then you're going to lead troops, and then you're going to lead more troops, and then you go up, and then eventually you're leading everybody. So there you go. He began his military career in 81 BC. How old is he?
19?
Yeah, okay. at the siege of Mytilene, I don't know where that is, he won the civic crown, which is Rome's second highest military honor. And he won it for saving a fellow soldier's life under fire. So it's
the
like
silver crown,
civic crown.
Oh, civic crown.
So like not Medal of Honor, but the next thing, Silver Star. I think is that the next one.
That
I should know that. I should know that, right?
I feel like I should. I don't know. It's kind of hard because I didn't grow up with military people in my family.
I didn't
my
really
brother-in-law's in the military now, but it's like, it's hard.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that's earned any of those awards or anything.
Right.
Like I know there's like the Bronze Star.
My brother-in-law would definitely know. He's
I don't know, man. I'm
big in it, but
I probably sound so dumb right now. Whatever. We're out here learning, guys.
We'll to know everything.
Later. Yeah. Sorry.
That's why we have other friends to know those things for us.
Exactly. So anyway, he won an award, right? He was like 19 years old. Just, I mean, he was already someone to reckon with, right? He was bringing it. So he did that for a while. He served in the military in that way. And then in 75 BC, he was traveling to Rhodes to study oratory, which I guess I don't know what that means other than like how to give speeches, how to talk to like, how you would talk to the politicians or the Senate, something like that, whatever. So he went to go study that. And during that trip, he was kidnapped by Sicilian pirates.
Oh, nice.
Which I'm like, okay, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
So get this, the pirates demanded a ransom of 20 talents, whatever that was. We Google how the inflation of 20 talents from 75 BC in today's money. See if we can get that number while we're rolling here. But they demanded a ransom of 20 talents. Caesar laughed at them and told them they were undervaluing him. And he insisted that they ask for 50.
So 20 talents would be approximately 20 million.
That's a lot.
And he said, no. 50 million.
50. You ask him for 50. You could just like see him in the back. Ask him for 50. Ask him for 50.
That's really bold. Like, that's way too.
And I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. So like, that's what I'm talking about. Like rich families.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Like loaded. These people are loaded. Right?
Yeah.
So where those are that's a ransom number.
But that's so funny that he's just like I can be saved for 20 million and they'll just pay it. Like, no, you're insulting me right now.
Yeah.
Tell him to give you 50.
If you're going to capture me, you're going to like, nah, I am not worth not me. So yeah, apparently he was really friendly and charming with his captors. And like, I don't know, just like kind of made buds with them. He would jokingly tell them that once he would free, he would crucify them. And they all thought that was really funny. But he was not joking.
He was friendly with them, but he said, as soon as I'm free, I'm crucifying you.
Yep. He was like, you better not let me go because I'm going to come get you. And that's what he did. So the ransom was paid. I don't know if it was 20 or 50.
It doesn't matter because it's an atrocious number.
It's a huge number. Yeah. So after the ransom was paid, he raised his own fleet, hunted them down, and crucified them.
Holy.
Yeah. So that's the kind of guy we're talking about.
If that doesn't scream like BA, I don't know what does.
So Caesar he's such a, I did all this research and I'm like, is he the good guy or is he the bad guy? And I think he was just a genius, full of himself, a horrible person that helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like a complicated figure. Yeah. So yeah, it's not extremely clear. I think he's both a good person and a bad person.
Yep. So
there you go. That will maybe become more clear. We'll have more examples.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Yeah, there you go. He crucified them. That story spread through Rome. So he's earning a reputation early.
A good rep.
And we're talking, he's 25.
Yeah.
He's 25 at this point. So, I'm past 25. I've never crucified anybody. right? Like I've never hunted anybody down after raising a fleet. It's just crazy what he did at his ages, right? And this is back in the day. Like people were not living to 90, 80, 90, 100 years old, right? Like I don't know what the life expectancy was here, but like if you're getting into your 60s, you're old.
Yeah, because like I know that there's a money equivalent, like whatever 20 talents is $20 million.
Yeah,
but like I feel like a year's worth back then it's definitely not a year's worth now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There's like if say right now people live to 80 years old and people back then lived to 60 years old, then if 60 equals 80. Then 30 equals 40? Like, is that what you're getting at? Like dog years?
Kind of, but like I felt like because you had such a shorter time because people didn't live as much, those years mattered more. So the actions you took mattered a lot more.
Yep.
I feel like nowadays, since we have the, technology and medicine to advance our life, like being in our 30s, we don't have to be like, oh, like we need to do everything, get everything done. It's not as pressing as it was back then. Yeah. So that's why they were kind of able to do a lot more because their time was literally more limited than ours.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, no, I've got nothing to refute that. Certainly, it helps when you have the backing. Yes, of having a lot of money or power or something like that. But I agree with you. Yeah, if you're not going to live, people might be a little bit more actionable. Yeah. Than nowadays, where you can have a little time to take time. Yeah. Slow down a little.
I'll do that when I'm a little older. Or whatever.
Exactly. Yep. Like I'm not in a hurry. So that kind of sort of thing. So there you go. This is interesting. Rome's political system literally required candidates to climb a ladder. It had a name. It was called the Cursus Honorum, which is the course of honors.
Okay.
So there you go. You go from military tribune to, I don't know how to say these words, quaestor to aedile to praetor to consul. Sorry. I don't know what those words mean. You know what I mean? Where people... I told you that you could convince people very easily that the United States government is the Roman government. Yeah. What are those words? This is not how it works. So there you go. There's my point. What's a praetor? I don't know. The consul is basically the president. Okay. So that's as high as it gets.
Okay.
Let's briefly talk about it. Why not? So consul was a civil political position. Like a general would have been like a military political position kind of sort of mean. Yeah. So generally what would happen is the consuls were like voted in and then the Senate would vote on them. Right. So in that way, that's kind of where like the states gets it kind of sort of whatever. So where like the people could vote or there'd be at least would recognize who's popular and who's going to be supported by the people. Mm-hmm. And then the Senate would vote who gets to be consul. And there was 2 of them. So there's like co-presidents.
Okay.
It gets weirder from that because the co-presidents ruled for 1 year.
Okay.
And they alternated months who was the primary.
Oh,
yeah. What? How do you do anything?
You don't. I guess that's a good checks and balances kind of deal.
That's the idea, is so that way you can't establish too much momentum. That's kind of what the other consul's supposed to be. It's not like you're like, right. Like now president and vice president, they're like, we're on the same page. We're going to say the same thing. The other one is supposed to be there for the checks and balances and they could veto each other. Mm-hmm. They had veto power over each other. But yeah, there was like certain powers that they had during some months, but not others.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. I don't know.
Which would not kind of, but like how we semi started, right? Because when the 2 opposing candidates would run for presidency, one would get president and the loser would be vice president, right?
Oh, that sounds familiar. Is that how it worked?
I think it worked up until
when that changed.
I think with Jefferson. Is it Jefferson?
Oh, is one of them.
Yeah. I think it changed with Jefferson.
That'd be very weird. But I mean, you get it though, because they're there to be a balance.
Yeah.
So how well that worked in any of that, I have no idea. Probably not extremely well, but you could argue that maybe it works better than just steamrolling everything through.
Right.
So
I would say like quarterly maybe would make more sense.
Yeah. Monthly, man.
Yeah, monthly. It's just,
and we know a lot about the calendar is a mess.
Yeah.
So they were trying to do that. Do you remember when I was telling you, like, they could just add time at the end of the year? This is what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't.
So a month was not actually a month.
Who knows what it was? Like, you get to the end of the year and there isn't even 2 months. So it's like, I don't know. That's the Roman government that we're talking about here. So there you go. I don't know. Okay, back to Julius here. He became quaestor, which is a financial magistrate, in 69 BC. How old is he, Daniel?
69 BC. He is 31.
That's pretty crazy, right? Like he's going up. He was elected Pontifex Maximus, we talked about this last time, the head of state religion in 63 BC. This was like a huge upset win for him.
Okay.
Because he was basically unqualified for this or underqualified and was running against like established candidates who knew what they were doing and whatever. So, and he's 37. So,
yeah.
Okay. Good for you, dude. How did he win these, Daniel?
Yeah. He used his skills that he learned at the school of
his oratory. Yeah,
his oratory.
Probably, honestly, basically, to a lot of that degree, he won by going massively into debt to fund games, offer bribes, and just do public spectacles and just make friends.
I mean, if you know how to network,
that's it.
That's
what he was doing.
I mean, even now to this day, man, networking is key.
Yep.
For a lot of stuff.
Exactly. It's about who you know, right?
Mm-hmm. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
And so for Julius, it's for who you bribed in the Senate. So there you go. A lot of what Caesar did was not legal. So he very much was like, yes, he was a very sneaky, conniving, genius guy. So he's doing these things, he's making his moves, but most of them are pretty shady. At least for the established systems. Yes, probably everybody is doing bribes, right?
Right.
It doesn't make it right. But there you go.
Yeah.
So he was doing it too. Let's see. He served as praetor in 62 BC, and then he was governor of Spain, which governor is a military position.
Oh.
So he won a couple of military victories there, and that's when he started paying off his debts with war loot.
Oh, okay.
So because he was the governor, basically, he gets the spoils.
Mm-hmm.
And so then he pays his soldiers, and he reportedly paid them pretty well. We'll talk about that later too. And then he'd start paying back his debts. So that's pretty cool. I mean, he didn't just like live through his debt and like never did anything.
Right.
Like he did start paying him back, which I think is cool.
Yeah, because a lot of people in his position be like,
he'd be like, I'm $85 bazillion in debt. Like it's fine. Like it's too late. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
So there you go. By 60 BC, Daniel, he's running into problems.
Okay.
So if you remember all the words that I said, praetor is one below consul.
Okay, yeah.
So he's like, he can't get to consul. He's stuck. Part of that is because at this point in time, the Senate is ultra conservative. They're basically not doing anything. They don't change, like conservative in the true sense of the word, in that they're not changing laws. They're not adding stuff, whatever. They're keeping it as it is, status quo. This was led by Cato the Younger. So he was like the ringleader, and he was blocking Caesar at every step of the way.
Like because he had it out for Caesar, or just
I think yes. So there was definitely people that saw. I mean, see, everybody knows Caesar, right?
Right.
He's got a name already at this point for sure. And Cato being really conservative, and Caesar was very much not. I mean, he was shaking up. He was shaking the trees, right?
Right.
So he's like, no way am I going to let that guy do his thing.
Right. How
So-
do you stop him from rising? You just don't allow change, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you keep him from rising to any more power than what he can get right there,
Yep.
right? So they denied him a triumph, which is like after a huge military victory, they parade you through town, basically.
Yeah.
And tried to even prevent him from standing for consul. So they're like, he's trying to do everything to keep him out of the way. So Caesar's solution, I'm sure you've heard of this, was
Caesar salad.
it was a salad.
Sorry.
Crazy. He's like, okay, I'm stuck. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to form a secret political alliance with two guys, the richest guy in Rome and the greatest, most celebrated general that Rome had ever seen.
Okay.
So this, Daniel, is the first triumvirate. Maybe you've heard that term.
Triumph. Vaguely familiar, but I don't know if I have.
So it was not a formal institution, but this was like the secret government behind the scenes. Where
Okay.
these guys got together. So you've got Caesar, who's like a political genius.
Okay.
You've got a general that can lead an army to do anything. And you've got the richest guy like in the hemisphere,
Yeah.
right? To finance it all, right? And they all have their motivations. So
And-
if they help each other, they don't need the Senate. They don't need the consuls.
They can
can
just
do it.
bypass it.
Yes.
Oh.
So they're going to
okay.
go around the government here.
Gosh, he must
Genius.
have been so finesse with his words. Like,
Don't you wish you could just hear him
yeah.
just give a speech?
Yeah.
I just wonder what it would be like.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he has any great writings or anything that would be worth reading, but I'd have to look into it.
Yeah. I
'Cause
mean,
I'm sure there are.
I think anybody that can motivate somebody to move past like what they already have achieved to be like,
There's more.
there's more.
Yes.
And
And we can do it together.
exactly.
Oh,
Anybody that can do that
Come on.
efficiently is like, they're worth listening like to like.
oh, man. Whether he's a good guy or not
Or
right
like,
now, like
you're
he's
just like-
moving.
Yeah. You're like, oh, this is how they did it. Oh, okay. I mean,
Mhm.
it's definitely, I'm sure there's plenty of people that study it, like how to do that, how to
yes.
be efficient at that.
Yes. How to subvert the government
Yeah.
is an art form that, I'm sure
Yeah.
people study it.
Yeah. Cause there's not a lot of people that can do it. And if they do it, there's not a lot of people that do it efficiently and effectively. So it's all interesting.
It's crazy,
yeah.
crazy. So, here we go. That's the first triumvirate. Here's the two other guys. Pompey the Great.
Okay.
He's the general. And Marcus Crassus is the rich guy, which maybe you've heard the names. If you've heard them, it's because of the triumvirate.
Okay.
Pompey basically conquered the Mediterranean, and then he was trying to get the Senate to give land grants to veterans, and they wouldn't do it. So he was mad.
What are land grants?
Basically just like, hey, you served in your war. Here's your plot of land.
Okay.
Now you're a farmer. Like, go live your life.
Gotcha.
So you've served the state.
He's trying to do something good for the men that have served the country.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And then Crassus, who's super rich, he had like some weird tax stuff he wanted to do.
Of course.
And
Of
he couldn't
course.
get it through. And Caesar's like, I got you, bro. So whatever. There you go.
The rich and the taxes, dude. It always goes hand in hand.
Yep. So they basically had everything that they needed to do whatever they needed to do. So by doing this, they were able to kind of get a lot of friends in the Senate. Because that's the idea. We're networking again with more power this time to get around Cato, to get around those people that are blocking him, fill the Senate with people that support him, and then rise to power through that, and then do it legally, right?
Right.
Do all these things legally that they wanted to do. So by doing this, they did all this stuff. Caesar was able to secure the consulship of 59 BC. So he was one of the two co-consuls. I don't have the other one. The way that the consulship worked, this is wild, and this would be the thought experiment maybe for the day,
Okay.
is that typically what happened, and the most prestigious thing that a consul could do after their year, was to go serve as governor of an area, which meant the military leader, and you're campaigning.
Okay.
Like you're out
yeah.
taking land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the president basically served his year and then went and fought in war.
Mm.
Like that's how it worked in Rome. Pretty crazy. So he did all kinds of weird backdoor dealings. He got himself appointed governor of Gaul,
Okay.
which is basically like parts of France, Germany, Switzerland, kind of like Western Europe, basically,
Okay.
other than like Spain.
Okay.
That kind of is a little too far.
But he was already governor of Spain.
That was earlier.
That was early. Like he's already been governor.
Been there,
of
done
Spain.
that.
Now he's gonna do Gaul.
Yes, because Gaul was like they're the barbarians, right?
Oh, okay.
That's what like they all consider them the barbarians. We got to go conquer those guys. And so that's basically what he did. So this is where they were like the unconquered lands, kind of, right? And that drove the Romans nuts.
Also in Gladiator.
Yeah,
the first like the.
There you go. And that's probably, I don't remember
what campaign with
the first homie is. Well, how does that work again? Right, he was like
he was a Roman.
And then like fought in some wars or something. And
yeah.
Then, like,
and they were like going against the barbarians.
Yes, exactly.
The barbarian horde. Yes, or whatever it was.
That's probably the part. It could have been part of the Gallic Wars.
Gotcha.
So I don't know.
And you said it wasn't real.
The touches of truth, I'm sure. Okay. So now Caesar, he was consul for a while. Then he spent 8 years commanding armies in Gaul. So France, Belgium, Germany, that kind of area.
Wait, this guy's getting up to his 50s then, right?
Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, man.
Yep. So he never stopped. He's working.
Jeez.
So Caesar basically he just kicked butt. I mean, he just became legendary.
Mm-hmm.
So he just conquered a tremendous amount of territory, parts of the world that they had never conquered before, that they had struggled conquering.
I'm sorry. What wars did you say it was? The
Gallic Wars.
Gallic or I'm just gonna write that down because that just in my brain. I'm like, I want to know more about that, so I'm just gonna like put it.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton there.
Kind of cool things that I just want to like.
Yeah.
Know about, you know?
Oh yeah. Yep. So, that could be its own whole thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he did dozens of campaigns. He built the famous bridge across the Rhine River. I don't really know what that is. He made 2 expeditions into Britain. So he was the first Roman commander to set foot in Britain.
Wait,
which is interesting.
They build bridges and then
that was a different place.
Okay.
And then they took boats.
It's just like they took the big bridge.
The channel. He drove. So he's like everywhere, right? This is funny. I don't even know any of these words. He defeated the great Gallic chieftain Vercingetorix at the decisive siege of Alesia in 52 BC. That just sounds straight out of some like neckbeard.
I honestly think that's campaign. The fight that they're fighting, the Alesia fight. I don't know. Like I could be making that up, but that name sounds so familiar. But that's awesome.
Maybe I
don't
know.
Let's just like my mind for like war and like historic things is just like firing off. I just wanted to like.
Oh, there's so much to it. It's so interesting. The battle could be like its own book.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Which, speaking of books, this is really interesting. This is crazy. The guy is a genius. He knows what he's doing. He wrote Commentary de Bello Gallico, which was his own first-person account of the wars, written in third person, published in real time, and sent back to Rome.
Okay, it's his perspective, but in third person, published in real time.
Yeah, so like he's out there, like oh, and then we killed that Vercingetorix guy. You know what I mean? Caesar did this, and Caesar did that, and we won, and whatever. And then he would take that, send it back to Rome, have it published, and it's basically like news from the front line,
right?
But it's from his perspective, writing about himself.
Yeah.
So he is just like he's writing his own legends, right?
What a
genius, right?
What a guy!
So even though he's gone for 8 years, he is constantly in the public eye.
Yeah.
People are reading about him. They're like, oh my God, Caesar, he's the best, man. Like, oh man, he's out there whooping everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what a move. If he didn't do that, he probably doesn't he's not that well known. He's not
right.
So what a move. I think that's a huge key.
He's doing his due diligence to get his name out there.
Yep,
he's
working
grinding.
Hard. Yep. I mean, what a move. This also did other things. It brought back a ridiculous amount of wealth to Rome, as well as for himself. Right. So he's getting super rich. They're sending money back. They're sending slaves. They have citizens, food, right? Like all of the stuff that's now coming into Rome. So he held. So he does all this, and then he comes back. Okay. So when he comes back, a little while later, in 46 BC, they held 4. This is unprecedented. 4 triumphs for him in 46 BC. He won them one for each major campaign that he had done in the Gallic Wars. No one else had ever done 4.
Oh,
which is just it's a lot.
So that in itself is pretty big.
Yep. During these, he paid for games again. He fed everybody. He's funding public works out of his own pocket. And so the people are like, dude, Caesar is cool. Like, he's feeding us. He built the swimming pool and the skate park. You know what I mean? Like, they're in, right?
Like the barbecues are always amazing.
Are so good, right? Like, they're clean.
Carne asada is just like
I think Caesar being a fan of carne asada is that makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm just gonna, he's in on it. He's always got the right limes, you know, I mean, the real juicy ones. Oh,
yeah, they're like small, but the juice just keeps coming.
That's it, man.
Yeah,
Caesar's limes, man. He paid his soldiers well. So again, like private armies, kind of, and he actually delivered on promised land grants for veterans.
Oh,
so that was promised all the time. He did it. He actually followed through on his word.
Dude, that is so smart, because like, it doesn't matter how rich and powerful you are. If you don't have the backing and loyalty of an army, you're
not of the army and the people.
Yeah. And the people, you can only go so far, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Because like you can throw money at a person, but the next time somebody else comes and throws money even more at them, they're going to go where the money is.
Go where the money is, man.
But if you like throw money, but then they're like, but you also get land for being loyal and finishing your whatever. And like, I'm going to take care.
Yeah.
You win the people, you win your campaign, dude.
And so what happened because of this, Daniel, is that people, the public and his soldiers, they were loyal, not to the Republic, not to Rome, not to the Senate, not to the consuls, but to Caesar. Just like you said.
Yeah.
They're going to go with who's supporting them the most, and it's Caesar.
Yeah.
And they're like, we like this guy, right? So he's buying the people, but he's taking care of them. He is doing good things for them. So nice and complicated.
Yeah.
Okay. So a couple of things, other things to take out of this. Caesar's really powerful at this point, and the Senate's scared of him. Right, because he can kind of do whatever he wants now. His army, they had fought for 8 years straight. These guys are good. This is like top of the top, but like best army.
Yeah, they have no rust on them. They ready.
Know what they're doing, and they're good at it. So that's kind of what, like, that's what everybody, they're like, okay, well, Caesar, whatever, but he's got this army behind him, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, Caesar and his army. At this point, it's worth saying too that Pompey they kind of grew apart from each other, and Pompey kind of went more conservative and was in line with the Senate a bit more. So the triumvirate was kind of weakening at this point.
Is there reasoning? Like, is it because his man got the thing, or
I don't know. That's a whole other thing. I don't know. I don't have any of that information, but I do wonder.
Yeah, because like,
why Pompey?
Yeah, the things that you want. Yeah, I don't know.
And maybe he got just tired of fighting with the Senate, and he's like, I guess, we got to find a way to make this more amiable.
Right.
I'm gonna have to give up some things, and here we go. Okay, so So we know this. He's getting on with the people. They really like him. And here's more things of like why the public liked him so much. Aside from all the public works and the money and the food and the other things. He was a really good speaker, and he was just really friendly with the people. Like he was kind of like a one of us kind of guy.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
He actually, when he was young, he lived in Suburra, which was one of Rome's rough working class neighborhoods. So he grew up in the hood.
Oh.
So he knew how to talk street,
so
basically is what I'm saying.
Like 8 Mile.
That's
status.
what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. He's out there doing rap battles like on his off time. Right.
Yeah. Mom spaghetti.
Mamma mia spaghetti.
Mamma mia the spaghetti.
The spaghetti. I'm going to put that in the AI when we're done here. Anyway, so he knew how to talk street. So he did not hide from the people. He like went and hung out with the people and talked with them and was just like a dude. He's a dude's dude. He's out there laying the ground on his own 2 feet, right?
Oh yeah.
Brilliant trained orator. We know this. He went out of his way to memorize the names of his centurions. So he knew his soldiers' names.
And
so it's personal.
So how many is that?
Probably not all of them. The high up ones. That's why it's centurion. So
yeah,
I don't know to what degree, but he tried at least. I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
which is probably a lot more than the rest of them did.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, because I'm sure a lot of them, even though they're high ranking or like whatever high status, they're still kind of like fodder, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. So pretty cool move.
Yeah.
Cool move.
Oh yeah, I would like.
You can see why people fall in love with this guy.
That's kind of like if like a CEO of a company knew your name specifically.
Yeah, and was like came by and was like, Daniel has a podcast.
Yeah. And
you're like, I love that episode. And you're like, oh my gosh, you actually listened to it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yep.
So I totally get it. Like I would be ecstatic to have a guy like that. Like
yeah, exactly.
Around. Yeah.
Here we go. Some of the political things he did that actually did matter. The land distribution.
Mm-hmm.
So, farms were like becoming kind of corporatized, basically. They weren't like small family farms. They were like big farms kind of getting too big. And so they would split them up, redistribute, give them to the veterans, do this, whatever. And then because of that, there was better competition for like keeping food prices low and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it actually had a really big impact. He basically, the takeaway is he wiped out roughly 1/4 of all outstanding debt in Rome.
Oh, wow.
When he was consul.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
25%.
So what he did was he allowed debts to be paid back based on pre-war property valuations. So it'd be like basically like saying, like nowadays, he'd be like, whoa, you guys all have really high interest rates because stuff went crazy during COVID, right? And now interest rates are nuts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like, keep your loan, just keep the same principal, but we're just going to go back to whatever the rate was in August of 2019.
Yeah. Whatever.
We're going to call that good.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would be like, oh my gosh, yes, please.
Yeah.
So good move, Julius.
Yeah, that's a power move, actually.
That's a power move. Let's see. He expanded citizenship. So they actually like brought in people and called them Roman citizens.
Okay.
Not just subjects. So this is cool. Think of this. This gave voting rights to people whose grandparents had been conquered subjects.
Oh.
Like think of it like that.
Oh.
So
that's actually huge because as a conquered subject, you would have some resentment towards the people.
Yeah.
Right. That conquered your.
Yeah. Because all you're going to do is work the fields and all their wheat goes to Rome.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you pay taxes.
But now you actually have a voice.
And now you can at least vote.
And you're like, okay, it's getting better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'm a Roman now.
Yeah. I can make change.
Yes.
That's huge.
Pretty cool. Jobs in construction. So again, massive public building works. He helped rebuild cities that they basically destroyed when they conquered them. This is when he redid the calendar. He expanded the Senate, which this is crazy to me, Daniel. he grew it from 600 members to 900 members.
By 33%?
Dude, but
oh no,
that's so big.
Right? No. 609
50%.
50%.
Yeah. So what that did, I mean, imagine a Senate meeting.
Oh my gosh.
But what this did was this brought in people from provinces.
Mm-hmm.
So like, representatives, heck, from Spain.
Yeah.
From whatever, northern Italy, they called Cisalpine Gaul, which just means this side of the mountains in Gaul, which is awesome. What this did is this gave more power to the people in the Senate because you're getting wider representation.
Yeah.
And the other 600, you can think a big chunk of them are just the rich aristocratic families that have been passed down generations and generations of politicians.
Right.
So this helps dilute their power. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So and it makes it bigger, and they're his buddies now. So he's just like, he only has to win over a couple more people, and he's got the Senate. You know what I mean? So genius.
It's smart,
genius moves. He's playing a different game than everybody else.
He's playing 4D chess, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's still stuck on checkers.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see why people are like, okay, this guy is getting a little bit too strong. He's kind of got a lot of people. This is a really good way. The really conservative people in the Senate, they had two specific nightmares of what would destroy the Republic.
Okay.
One, a military strongman using popular support and army loyalty to become king. And two, a populist politician using the mob and the poor to bypass the state Senate's authority entirely.
So those were their two nightmares?
Basically. And guess what Julius Caesar is?
Both.
Yep. So, and again, Caesar's doing all this stuff. He's not doing this in like a really nice, happy, clean way, right? He's bribing his way into office as he's bypassing the Senate. He's breaking the law. He threatened his political enemies, right, with his big old army. And he just kind of forced his way in. One thing I read basically said that Caesar pushed up against the system, and when nothing pushed back, he took what he could.
That's a crazy.
There you go.
That's all. I actually like that a lot. Like,
yeah.
Whoa. Like,
that's
whoa,
wild, right?
Yeah.
So,
but it makes me wonder if I forgot his name, the guy in the beginning that they didn't want him, like, saw him.
Cato.
Was it Cato? The guy that wanted to like not have him.
Yes.
What would have happened if he was just like, sure, dude, just come on up here, dude, like wasn't actively going against him to stop him?
I don't know.
Like,
it almost like held back so he could gain his ultimate power.
Right.
You know what
exactly.
I mean?
It's like
if they would have just let him in earlier, would he have been so bad? I don't know.
The Senate created this.
Yeah, it's the
by
monster
not letting him come in to the fold.
That's exactly the point. People that's what so much of this looks like, and what the conspirators were. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. What the conspirators were getting at with like, we got to protect the Republic from this guy, but the Senate and the government for the last handful of decades shaped the system that made it possible for a guy to do this.
Yes, exactly.
So they made the government a hollow place that he could take advantage of. So wild. Okay. So this is when Caesar starts getting a little crazy.
Okay, let's get into it.
What he did, he's coming back from murking on some people. He was coming back, and the Senate was afraid of him, and they're basically they ordered him to give up his command and to return to Rome as a private citizen. So, like, give up his governorship with wherever he was at the time. And so what this would have done is he would not have his army, and he wouldn't have any legal immunity as like a consul or as a governor. And so he's like, You know what? No. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to cross the Rubicon River into Italy with my army, which I don't know if you've heard this phrase. I haven't heard it in a while. Crossing the Rubicon. It's a phrase where it's just like, it's a point of no return.
Okay.
So once he did this, this was like super symbolic because you weren't allowed, you can't be an acting governor, acting military, and be in the city. You can't be in Italy if you're leading an army. It's illegal.
Is it seen as an act of war?
Basically, yeah. It's like, yeah, what are you going to do? You're bringing weapons into Italy. Like, you're taking your army over here? What are you doing? What's your plan? That kind of idea. Again, very symbolic. So he crossed the river with his army. And so there was like a huge middle finger to the Senate. And this, here you go. For the Senate, this act confirmed every fear they ever had. He would literally destroy the republic to protect himself. They backed him into a corner and he's like, okay, we're going to have civil war then. And they literally did. So, so Caesar with his army, they do this stuff. It became Caesar versus Pompey. So Pompey is representing the Senate and Rome, and Caesar is representing himself with his armies, right? And they fought for a while, blah, blah, blah. We're skipping over a huge part of Roman history. Caesar wins, right?
Yep.
The Pompey and the Pompeians, they're squashed, right? So at this point, yes, all of Roman culture separates on like Caesarians and Pompeians, those that like Pompey and those that like Caesar, right? And so Caesar wins. And so he crushes the rebel, however you want to call it, whatever. The Civil War ends.
Yeah.
And so he comes back, and this is where things get a little crazy. He demanded a triumph for himself for winning the Civil War. But it was illegal to celebrate the defeat of a Roman army. And Pompey was also, they were both Roman armies.
Right.
And so it was actually illegal for him to have a triumph that celebrated the death of Roman soldiers.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
But they had it anyway. Because people were at this point like, what are you going to do to this? Like, get out of the way.
Yeah. Like you just saw what happened.
Get out of the way. So they held the triumph, and the Senate is basically in his pocket. This is where things start getting crazy. At some point earlier, or kind of around this time, they said, okay, Caesar, the Senate votes and will allow you to be dictator for 10 years. The way that dictatorship worked in Roman government was it was like a special temporary position, like to get through, I don't know, some kind of like maybe like a civil rebellion is going on. Maybe there's an army approaching that needs to be fought off or something like that, where the Senate would elect a dictator. And basically they're like, you're the guy, you make unilateral decisions, but it's only for 6 months, no longer, no matter what. We just need you to do what you need to do to fix this problem. That's it. Then you're out.
Yeah, because it bypasses all the
yes
government things. Just so that,
no red tape. Just go.
Yeah, just do it. Make sure that we win, kind of thing. Like
which on paper sounds awesome. I wish I could do that at work. I'm glad my government doesn't do that. But then there you go. So 6 months. That's it. So they told him he had already been offered dictator, like he had served as dictator before. But at this point they're like, okay, 10 years. They could get you, they're like, you could be your dictator for 10 years. What's weird during this, there's still 2 consuls, but they are subordinate to him. So they're still doing the government, doing whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
They're figuring out school lunches. They're like voting on dirt and whatever, you know what I mean? But Caesar can do whatever he wants because he's dictator.
Right. And
he can veto anything they do, but they cannot veto him. So That's a lot of power
For 10 years. Yeah.
for 10 years. So they just kept giving him like titles and honors and all of this stuff because he filled the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes on for a while. And here's a list of things that start happening. They get a little crazy. They're like, you know what? 10 years is not enough. Caesar, you are named dictator for life. For the rest of your life, you're dictator. Crazy. But the Senate gave it to him, right?
Mhm.
He did not give that to himself,
Oh,
but he kind of did because he packed the Senate and then they voted.
yeah.
So they gave him dictator for life. This is interesting. So during the Senate meetings, there was the consuls would kind of sit next to each other
Mm-hmm.
on their seats or whatever, and whatever everybody else is. He sat in a golden chair that was placed between the consuls' chairs. A golden chair, Daniel, not a throne, just a golden chair. It's all good. It's all good. He had his portrait put on Roman coins while he was still alive. Only foreign kings did that. That was like not okay. This is interesting. He gave himself the right to wear his triumph robes, like special garb, basically whenever he wanted to. And normally that's not allowed. You get to wear it during your triumph and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because even the garb was considered like a royal thing to do. Like only kings wear robes like that, right? And this one's very interesting. Another very symbolic thing. Whenever the Senate rose to present honors to him, he remained seated, which was hugely offensive to like the old school people, like the conservatives. They did not like that.
He's just
basically says, I am above all of you.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let me read a little bit here. There's so much more to this. We're moving not as fast as I was hoping. It's okay. I guess we'll keep pushing on. This could be 2 episodes. Welcome to Doing Learning. This is the second one. If I decide that, we're getting close to the part you came for in the last episode.
Because
we're getting close.
This is a dictatorship. McKyler says what he wants.
That's right.
And
y'all
he goes.
Chill. I'm sitting down right now.
He's on his golden chair, not a throne, his golden chair.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. That's Caesar's rise to power. There's 3 things we'll talk about that really made people mad right before we jump into the assassination. And we'll get through that. I hope this is fun. Our episodes have been really long.
No, I enjoy it. Like,
I think it's fun. You guys tell us if it sucks. Like we'll chill out a little bit. We'll make it 2 episodes or something. I don't know. I would hate to make the assassination part like a Patreon episode.
Oh,
that would be pretty wrong, right?
That would be wrong.
That would be pretty wrong. We won't do that to you guys.
But will we?
Ooh.
Tune in and find out.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not. We'll see.
Doing Learning Pod /
That's not even close.
Patreon.com / Doing Learning.
Yes.
That's what it is.
I like that though. Okay. 3 things that happened. Number 1, when the Senate had a meeting and they decided to give Caesar some other title, and they gave him like a bunch of titles, like this is awesome, Caesar's the best, we love Caesar, let's go tell him all the good news, right?
Yeah.
So a consul and a delegation from the Senate, so a whole bunch of people and soldiers, like got up out of the Senate and were like, let's go talk to Caesar, woohoo, and like marched to Caesar. And he was off at a construction site talking with the builders.
Okay.
And he was sitting there talking with them, and the delegation walks up, and he just keeps talking to the foreman or whoever it was, and just talking or whatever. And they're like, Caesar, I think the Senate's here to talk with you. about something. He looks at them, looks back, and just continues his conversation. And worse yet, he didn't stand up to a consul. That's ignoring the president. You know what I mean? Like, all right, dude, I got you. I see what you're.
I mean, they're beneath him, right?
That's exactly. So the second thing that happens, at some point during this is so weird. Somewhere in Rome, there were the statues of the 7 kings of Rome. So this is like sometime in their past, they were like a monarchy.
Okay. Yeah.
And there were 7 kings. And then they built an 8th statue at some point that was the guy that removed all the monarchy and made Rome a republic again. So it was like Republic, Kings, Republic.
Okay.
And so they built an 8th statue that was just like, middle finger to the other 7 kings.
Yeah.
So then Caesar's like, cool, let's put one of me in there. So they built him a statue next to the 7 kings and the guy that restored it to a republic. The last name of the guy with the 8th statue, Brutus. We'll just remember that name. Oh, I should sound familiar.
Yeah, it sounds very familiar.
So one day, they're called the tribunes of the plebs. They're basically the Senate representatives that directly represent the people.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting. Like there's other senators. So these ones are like maybe kind of what you think of with the United States. These are like the people that are out on the streets with the people and like representing the people directly. They went in there and someone had placed like a crown as a diadem. So like a like plant crown, leaves or whatever the heck is really popular like in Eastern Europe. Someone had placed that on the statue of Caesar.
Okay.
And they were like, whoa, nuh-uh. So they took it off or whatever. Then later on, Caesar is at like a public gathering, gonna give a speech. And some people in the crowd are shouting, "King, King, King." And he tells them famously, not king, but Caesar. Which is like, it's kind of lost in English, but it's like in Latin, it was a kind of a bit of a pun that was a little bit like, no, you've got the wrong guy. But at the same time, like, no, I'm above a king. I'm Caesar.
Yeah.
I mean, literally the name Caesar like later on in history becomes the name of leaders, right? Like Kaiser in Germany and Tsar in Russia come from Caesar.
They like translate from
basically like it's the diminutive or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? Like Caesar in Latin becomes Tsar.
Oh,
eventually,
shoot.
Right? So like the Roman or Russian Tsars are like the Russian Caesars, basically. So his name literally became king, right? Or emperor, right?
I did not know that. That's
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So that's what he tells them. It was kind of a joke, right? As a pun. And like the crowd, they got it. Like they understood it. And the crowd was like, not about it. They're like, okay, this is not okay. So the thought was, and then the tribunes of the plebs, they were there too. And they're like, arrest those people that were calling him king or whatever. And Caesar like, whoa, everybody, like, it's cool. Let's chill out. This is fine. The thought was, the people shouting, king were Caesarian plants to go in and start shouting king because they support him to see how the rest of the public would react. And when it didn't go well, Caesar's just like, whoa, y'all, everything's cool. I'm good. I'm not a king. It's all good. It's all good. And then February 15th, 44 BC.
Okay.
This is 1 month before March 15th, 44 BC, which famously is the Ides of March, right? So 1 month before Caesar's assassination is it's this festival in Rome. I don't know if you're familiar with this. We know it as Valentine's Day, but the Romans knew it as a different holiday that I don't have written down here. That was completely wild. Basically, like a group of men. This is so weird. Sorry, y'all. This is the Romans. This is not me. They would run around the streets naked, whipping women. Like the things that I said fake whips. I'm like, what is a fake whip? What does that mean? You can take a kitchen towel, you could whap somebody pretty good. So I'm like, what is a fake whip? But it was like this joke, like this party basically, where these guys would run around naked, whipping women, and the women would like they had to like run a path, and the women would come out and like, we're blocking you, you can't. And so they would whip them. But the story was if they got whipped, then the women would become extra fertile. So Valentine's Day being like a lovey-dovey holiday is kind of meant to cover up this festival.
Oh,
so there you go. So that's February 15th. What's really interesting about this, Daniel, you're gonna like this. One of the whippers, the lead whipper, was none other than so Caesar at this point is consul and dictator.
Okay.
Crazy. His co-consul was Mark Antony, which maybe you've heard that name.
Like the singer?
No, like the Roman. He was the lead whipper. So the co-consul was running around naked in the
streets. There should be rules.
It doesn't work today, does it? I mean, not for me anyway, but today, woof.
No, please, never.
Yeah, imagine, I don't know, maybe the president and the vice president running around naked whipping people.
No. No.
You don't want to?
No.
Sorry, everybody. That's what they're doing. Okay. During this festival, Caesar's like up on a stage again because everyone's like, woohoo, this is fun. Like, this is a good time. Everybody's having a good time. Antony comes up to Caesar, and what does he have? He has a diadem. He has a little crown.
Mm-hmm.
And he offers it to Caesar. And Caesar denies it. And the crowd goes crazy. Woo, yeah, okay, cool. He's not going to become king, right? They're like, oh, is he going to do it? What is he going to do? And he doesn't do it. And then Antony comes up, joins him on stage, places it on his lap, and he, really, and he denies it again. And the crowd goes crazy, right? And so it's just this really weird event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the thought is like, what is going on? And so the thought is that Caesar and Antony staged this whole thing to see again how the public would react. And honestly, if they would have cheered, he would have put the crown on. He would have become king in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was like a really big, weird thing. And all the Senate was like, the heck is this guy doing? Like, that was weird, right?
Yeah,
like all these things. This is not okay. So it's finally time. Let's talk about the assassination. 3 people. They were the head conspirators. They've had enough. They're like, we need to do something about this. There was Cassius, Marcus Brutus, and Decimus Brutus. Which to me, I don't know why my brain cannot handle that they have the same last name. Like, people have the same last name.
Yeah. I know a lot of Smiths.
Pretty frequently. I can't handle it. Like, I'm like, Decimus Brutus and Marcus Brutus. But it's because, like, everyone, they just refer to them like Caesar, Pompey. Those are their last names.
Yeah.
So, like, it just, when it's 2 Brutuses, I'm like, I can't handle it. Anyway, 2 Brutuses and Cassius.
It's Bruti. Just
2 Bruti. A collection of Bruti is whatever.
No, a collection of brutes is a Bruti.
I like that. Okay. Let me get to that's the background. We already talked about the background. Okay. Oh, Gaius Cassius. Oh my gosh. Here's Decimus's full name. Decimus Junius Brutus Albinus.
Beautiful.
Nice, right? Decimus. He's going to go by Decimus. They started putting something together, and they're like, okay, cool. We got to get a couple more people in on this. You know, we got to establish this, come up with a plan. There were up to 60 senators that became part of this conspiracy.
Okay.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so they kept meeting in private to try to like figure out what their plan was. And they're like, okay, we got to do something. This guy's got to go, and we need to restore the republic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty amazing that they were able to pull this off with such a large group, I think, with that amount of people. So let's see. Let's just walk through it.
Okay.
So these guys start meeting, and they're like, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? Well, one of the first things that they decided is that the assassination needed to be in the public, right? So people could see it. This is a politically motivated thing.
Okay.
They're trying to make a statement. So they're like, cool. Well, elections are coming up. He's going to be on stage. Let's get him then.
Okay.
So, there's a couple problems.
Wait, election for what? Because he's already
Senate
for
something.
just for the
different government representatives of some kind.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So they still had all of that despite him being consul and dictator.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're like, okay, we could do that. And they're like, well, that's not going to work because he's going to be up on stage surrounded by his army and his supporters. Like, this is not going to go well.
Right.
We're probably not going to make it out. The statement that we're trying to make is probably not going to get made in the right way. It's going to be mass chaos.
Yeah.
They had discussed of trying to, they're like, okay, well, maybe we'll get him on the way to the elections. We'll go and we'll figure out what his path is, and we'll overwhelm him and push him off a bridge and have assassins waiting at the down at the bottom in case that didn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Then the assassins would get him. But like they couldn't get that one figured out.
Yeah.
Because they would still have to fight his guards and stuff like that. And a lot of the reasons why this was difficult to work is because it was illegal to have weapons. It's called crossing the Pomerian. It's basically, if you're in the city, you cannot have a weapon. If you had a dagger on your person, it's a death penalty.
Mm.
So they're like, okay, how do we do this without like breaking the law too much? Because you still have to have support, and like if you play your cards right, then you can actually have the Senate like after the fact approve the assassination. It's weird.
What?
So they could have been like, that was a good thing for the government. The Senate is like, you guys are all immune for all the crimes that you did because you did a thing.
Wow.
The Senate decides, boom, boom, boom. Crazy. So they're like, okay, maybe we could do that. Maybe this, whatever. So they ultimately decided that they would get him during a Senate meeting. It's public. It's very symbolic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too public. There's no guards are allowed in there. So like his personal guards can't go into the Senate. It's illegal. And yeah, people aren't supposed to have weapons in there. So he's pretty
vulnerable
at that point. So they're like, okay, cool. How do we do this? One thing that really spurred things and freaked him out was he suddenly made an announcement that he was going to leave on a war campaign on March 18th. And they're like, we thought we had all year to figure this out.
Mm.
They have less than a month now, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, it's got to be the last Senate meeting before he leaves, March 15th. So the Ides of March, baby. So he was set to leave Rome. This is where at some point during this, a priest, a diviner, had come to his house and was like, beware the Ides of March. Like, you've heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And woo, right? Like, they basically think that like he was really involved with the Senate and like had friends. And so he probably knew what was going on, but was also unwilling to give too many details that would like out his friends or himself.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, beware the Ides of March, whatever. So that'll come up one more time later on. So then they're talking about, okay, cool. We could get him during a Senate meeting, but what about Antony? Like they're tight, right? Antony supports Caesar and like all this stuff. He's cool. Mm-hmm. And they're like, cool. Well, we'll just kill him too.
Oh, fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, wait, we can't do that because that's not the point we're trying to make either. Like this isn't a purge. We're trying to preserve the government. We're not trying to overthrow it.
Right.
Right. So they're like, okay, we can't do that. So we'll have to just remove him from the equation. So they ended up basically just distracting him and keeping him outside the building before they all went into to the Senate hall.
Gotcha.
So let's see, a couple of weird things that happen as we approach the night here. So the night before, so March 14th, Pi Day.
Mm-hmm.
Pi Day of 44 BC. Stuff kind of gets weird. A general named Lepidus and Decimus Brutus came over to Caesar's house for dinner. So they're out there hanging out, whatever. They're basically talking about the upcoming logistics for the war that they're going to go do.
Right.
And then, so they're hanging out doing their thing. Well, they're drinking a lot of wine that night and they kind of get to talk and getting a little philosophical, whatever. And somebody brings up and asks the question, what's the best way to die? Where Caesar answers, suddenly and unexpectedly.
Whoa.
Pretty weird. And imagine Decimus in this moment too.
Yeah.
Where Caesar loves Decimus.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're tight and they've been tight for a long time. It'll come up one more time later on. But yeah, him being there eating dinner with Caesar, and he knows that the next morning he's gonna kill him like crazy. And then that happens. That's what Caesar says. It's like, does he know? Like, what is
right? That's
what do you know?
That's what would
Caesar?
be going on in my brain. I'm like, oh my gosh, he knows. Like, it's gonna fail.
Mm-hmm.
He's got something up his sleeve. Like, oh, yeah. Like, do I call it off? Like, that's what it would be running in my head. Like, oh my, why did he just say that? Does he know? Does he know about the thing that we're about to do, and then we're gonna get trapped on? Like, oh my goodness, dude, the toil in my brain that would be happening at that moment.
No kidding.
Especially after drinking. Yeah,
like, you can imagine this guy just sweating. Like, oh, I gotta go home, guys. So the night winds down, and Decimus holds it together. Which, man, good for him.
Yeah,
he did it. I can't even imagine. So he holds it together. That night, Caesar's wife, Calpurnia, has a nightmare and wakes up screaming. And she dreamt that she was holding like his mangled, bloody body as the roof of their house came crumbling down, and the Romans were bathing their hands in his blood. So she woke up to this dream in the middle of the night.
Whoa.
And so Caesar basically just gets up with her, and like they just talk until the morning comes. Like they can't go back to bed, so they just hang out and talk, which I think is like the coolest part of this whole story.
Yeah.
Is just like, at that point in the night, and he just, some of the last things that he did in his life was hang out with his wife. Pretty cool. So she has this crazy dream. They stay up all night. Honestly, she probably just had heard all the warnings and was just like your brain just makes connections and does
right.
stuff. So the next morning, Caesar's feeling pretty rough. And he was still Pontifex Maximus. So he was still like the religious leader.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to go like give a speech at a thing before the Senate meeting. And it was like around the corner from his house. He's like, okay, cool, whatever, I'll go do it. Well, when he was there, he saw the priest that gave him the warning.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw him in the crowd and was like, oh, hey, the priest's name was Spurina. Like, hey, Spurina, the Ides of March have come. And Spurina replies, aye, they are come, but they are not yet gone. Like, well, that's pretty wild. So then Caesar goes home. He does this thing. And he's talking with his wife. He's like, man, I just feel terrible. Yes, he drank a lot of wine the night before, so who knows? But he was also like, he had seizures. Caesar had seizures. And so it's kind of difficult. Like maybe he had that, but he did have like a form of epilepsy or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was not feeling good the next day. And so he's like, they talked about it and stuff like that. And they're like, you're about to go and leave for war or whatever. Like, just cancel the Senate meeting, hang out, get your health back.
Right.
And so Caesar cancels the Senate meeting.
Oh.
And Decimus hears that and he's like, crud. No. So he comes over right away and is like, Caesar, what's going on, man? What's going on? And he tells him about like Calpurnia's dream and how he's not feeling super well. And Decimus is like, are you Julius Caesar? Like, really, dude? Like, imagine what everybody's going to think if you stay home because your wife had a bad dream and you're feeling a little off. It's like, I wasn't going to say anything, but there was going to be a vote today of passing a law that says that you can use the title of king as long as you're not in Rome. And Caesar's like, I like the words that you're saying, Decimus. I like this. You got my back. I love you, bro. That's why I love you. You know what I mean? So Caesar's like, okay, cool. You're right. I got to hold the Senate meeting, right? Toughen up, Buttercup. Like, you can't have the dictator feeling sick and cancel a meeting.
Played him like a fiddle.
Played him like a fiddle, man. On his way, a man named Artemidorus approaches Caesar, gave him a scroll and said, this has important information. Read it immediately and read it alone. And Caesar took it and gave it to an advisor and never read it. There is speculation, and some of the ancient texts say that it had details of the conspiracy and named the conspirators.
Oh.
And he just decided to not read it. It's all very weird. Like, it's easy to look at it and be like, what did he know? That's the constant question I have.
Like, what did Caesar know?
Yeah.
Because there seems to be so many signs around him.
Yes.
And so many people.
There's so many reasons for this to not happen. And he just walks right into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all very odd. I don't think any of it's all speculation. I don't think any of it's real because he got letters and stuff on the road all the time.
Right.
So that was like a normal thing. He's like, okay, whatever, nerd. You know what I mean? So he didn't think anything of it. And like, he's not a superstitious guy. So the Ides of March doesn't freak him out.
Right.
The dream doesn't freak him out. Like, all this stuff. It's just like people stressing. So he's like, okay, cool, whatever. We're fine. Everything's fine. So, he finally makes it to the Senate House, like way late. Like, this is way later than
because he had already canceled it. And,
so like, it's just a mess. So it's way later in the day. But he shows up, and all the senators are waiting outside still, and they're like waiting for a turn. And they talk to him like one-on-one before they go in and whatever. At some point, like Decimus and the conspirators, Decimus, Marcus Brutus, and Cassius, like, meet up, and they're like, okay, cool. Are we good? We're good. We're like, all this stuff. One dude approaches them and was like, hey guys, I heard what you're doing. I really hope it goes well. Rooting for you. Woo, peace, bros. Like, loud, right? And they're like, oh no, like, this loud mouth.
Yeah.
They're like, people are talking. We're real excited for you. He said something like that. We hope that you accomplish what you're setting out to do today or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, so they're talking or whatever. He goes away. And then he approaches Caesar and makes a huge show of like whispering in Caesar's ear.
Mm.
But nothing happens. Nothing comes out of it. But can you imagine standing there and watching that guy say good luck and then walk up to Caesar, flash you a look, and then whisper in Caesar's ear? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
you can picture it in your head.
Yes, you can.
The scene in the movie, little worm tongue action, you know? Okay. So then it's time to go into the Senate Hall. It's time. And as they go in, an old Tiberius something, whatever. He was the guy, he was an old consul, so he had served as president before. As everyone's going in, he goes, "Oh, Antony, hang on, I got to talk to you about something." And he pulls him aside outside, and the rest of them go in. Caesar finds his place on his golden chair. Just a chair, not a throne. And everybody else kind of gets settled, and the conspirators like kind of come up to the front and spread out and kind of do their thing. And they had hidden daggers, and they would bring these boxes that just had a bunch of writing supplies and scrolls and stuff that they could use to take notes. They would use those to smuggle in the daggers, because at the time Caesar was renovating a bunch of these Senate halls, and so they didn't know where it was going to happen. They didn't know where the meeting was going to be till like that day, and so they're like, well, we got to put it with the supplies we'll already have. So hopefully they'll make it to wherever we end up.
Right.
So there you go. That's where they got the stuff.
Yeah, you can't put it under a chair because you might not be in that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly right. So they were able to absolutely sneak the daggers in, and they start to get settled. Caesar finds his place. Antony is not in there, and the Senator Tullius Cimber immediately approaches Caesar with a petition asking him to like pardon his cousin or something like that. And was like, "Oh, Caesar's making this big show, like kind of distracting." Is like, "Pardon my cousin," and he's like, "Your cousin never showed any guilt or anything like that. He never said he was sorry for what he did, kind of, sort of, whatever." He's like, "Of course, I'm not gonna forgive him or whatever any of that stuff is. I'm not gonna sign this thing." Because one thing that I have not mentioned is that Caesar was very well known for like forgiving his enemies and giving them prominent positions.
Oh,
so like Decimus Brutus was once a stout enemy of his. Like they fought physically against each other, like armies against each other.
Dang.
And when Caesar won, he basically like forgave all of his sins and gave him a position in the Senate and his ear. He's like, "We're good. We fought. I won. I still need you. You still need you have talent, and I need you to do these things," or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So Caesar was very, very famous for having his enemies close to him like that. And kind of letting him be too close. Right.
Yeah.
So Tullius Cimber approaches him. This is the dumbest thing. This is the signal, Daniel. He reached out, grabbed Caesar's toga, like just the symbolic part, and like ripped it off his shoulder so that he had bare shoulders. That was the signal.
Wait, who did this?
Tullius Cimber.
Okay.
So he's like, "Oh, this petition, blah, blah, blah," walks right up to Caesar and like yanks his toga. And that was the signal. Like as he's coming up, everybody's surrounding Caesar and just kind of, he's distracted. I think that's the worst signal ever.
Yeah.
Like I feel like at that point, like you were on already, right?
Yeah.
Like, was the signal not like you trying to get him to sign the position or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the worst. That's the worst signal.
You didn't know if he was like armored up. Kevlar,
I guess.
Kevlar freaking plates on there.
And again, it's probably symbolic.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, we're going to stab you and you're not even wearing your fancy toga. That's probably it, honestly. So they surround him. The first one to strike him was Servilius Casca. He was behind Caesar, and he pulls his dagger out and tries to stab down on Caesar. And he basically like glanced his shoulder or something like that. And Caesar like grabs Casca's arm and they kind of get into a tussle. And this is where Caesar shouts, this is the only thing he says during the whole thing is, "This is violence," which I think is a little bit symbolically loaded of just like a bit of just like betrayal, like this sort of thing. Like the word violence is packed with so much more of like, this is conspiracy, betrayal, like I trusted you, like kind of more than physical violence. It's like our relationship, like this whole thing, like I thought I was your guy kind of sort of thing or whatever. They kind of scuffled for a little bit and like nobody really, like everybody panicked at this point. And then Casca shouts to his, it was his cousin or his brother, was like, "Brother, help me." And so he comes up and stabs Caesar. And then at that point, everyone's like, "Cool, we're in." So then they crash down in on him and everybody's slinging blades. Marcus Brutus gets stabbed by one of the other conspirators. So it's just a mess.
Yeah.
Because think about this, Daniel, like a lot of these senators are just like, they're career politicians. They're like old guys that don't know how to use a dagger. You know what I mean? And so the Caesar was, here's the numbers. They ended up stabbing him 23 times. So all of this, 60 people, and they only touched him 23 times. There were 5 primary wounds, and they think that all the rest kind of came posthumously. So, a lot of the conspirators didn't even stab Caesar until he was dead, just because like it was we're part of this. Like I've contributed to this as well. Like I am just as guilty as you, kind of sort of thing. There's an Agatha Christie book. I just ruined one of her mysteries, but they're all guilty. There's someone who was stabbed like 8 times, and there's 8 people on the train, and everyone stabbed him once. So anyway, sorry, spoilers for a random Agatha Christie book. I think it was like Murderer on the Orient Express. Anyway,
that's a movie now, is it not?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. This is very interesting. There's a few things here. You've heard of the phrase "et tu, Brute"?
Of course.
That never was said.
What?
Shakespeare wrote that. It sounds cool. It's nice.
What?
The only thing he ever said.
It's a whole thing that
the betrayal of Brutus.
Brutus, like,
you know what's really annoying? You know what's really, really, really annoying? Everybody get this. Marcus Brutus, yeah, he was there. He was part of it. Marcus Brutus is the one in Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. Decimus Brutus, he renamed to somebody else. Decimus Brutus is not the third conspirator in Shakespeare's play. It is a different name.
What?
Yeah.
This whole time when you said Brutus, I'm like, I'm literally thinking et tu, Brutus. You had the
wrong one.
I'm like,
yep. So et tu, Brute is not the Brutus from that phrase. Like Decimus is really, he's the real betrayer in this whole thing. I mean, they broke bread the night before.
I was going to say, like, it would make sense if he actually did say that, because he's there. They're sharing wine. They're like, talking these
deep, like those deep drunk conversations.
Yes.
Yeah. He never said that.
No.
Isn't that annoying? And it wasn't even the right Brutus as the other one.
Gosh, dang it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
The only thing he ever said was, "This is violence."
Yeah, when you said that, this is when like, no, you're gonna drop it on me that he later on saw Brutus and was like,
"Et tu, Brute, then die, Caesar." Nope, never happened.
God.
So this is very interesting. What I didn't mention is that the Senate meeting, that the building that they met in was, it was one built by Pompey, and at the front of whatever, at the head of the room, there's Caesar's gold chair, not a throne. The consul's chairs to the side of that, and behind that, a big statue of Pompey. So Caesar died right beneath the statue of his nemesis, who became his nemesis, right? His original friend that became his nemesis. So just what a wildly poetic, crazy thing.
Yeah.
This whole thing is, it gets crazy from here, right? So, this is interesting. This is considered, the autopsy of Julius Caesar is considered the first autopsy.
Really?
Yes, which blew me away. I was like, there's no way that's true. But it's the first recorded autopsy in history.
Maybe recorded.
I saw that a few times, but I'm like, I don't know.
I could believe the recorded.
Basically what they found out is that there was only one stab wound that was fatal. The rest were just, he would have been fine. And it was the one, Casca's cousin or brother. When he came to help, it was that one. So, all the rest of them were just a humiliation, basically.
Dang.
So little bit of aftermath here. They come out and they're like, "Don't worry, everybody, all is good." And they're like covered in his blood, right? And so
everything's good, guys.
Like, what happens after this? Like, it's crazy. Antony runs. He runs and hides because he's like, "I'm next."
Oh,
right. And then so he runs and hides, and then the general. There was a general that's had a legion, his own army, right outside the city. He catches wind, and he's not allowed to come into Rome with his army, but he does. Because this is Lepidus. This is the other guy that was at dinner. He comes in with his army and was like, what is going on? So then the conspirators, they're hiding too. And they're like, what happens now? Eventually they kind of get it figured out. And some of the conspirators went to they got to Antony's house, and they're like, we need to talk about this. And they're like, they're like, we're not going to kill you, Antony. Like, but we need to go to the Senate, restore the Republic. Like, they basically didn't have a plan after they killed Caesar. They're like, cool. Plan the thing, get him there, kill him, restore the Republic. Boom. Kill him. Boom. Restore the Republic. Like, how do you do that? I don't know. We didn't talk about it. So he's like, okay, cool. I'm not going to flee the city. We'll have a Senate meeting in 2 days. They're like, okay, cool. Everybody's cool. So they get to the Senate meeting, and Antony, he's the only consul at this point, right? So he is now the leading government official in Rome. And they're like, we need to declare Caesar a tyrant, which means something to them. What that would do is basically anybody appointed by Caesar in any government position would immediately be kicked out of their position. All laws that Caesar ever passed would be immediately dissolved and go away. So it basically just upend everything that he did.
Whoa.
Like, he was a tyrant. That was bad. Let's fix that. Wipe the slate clean. And Antony basically flipped it around on them and was like, you guys killed a consul. Like, you're guilty. Like, what are you thinking here? So he's like, here's the deal. We're going to ratify everything Caesar did, and then you guys will get immunity. We'll just call it good. And they're like, okay, good point. Like, we're kind of in it now. And so that's what they did. So then it's time for Caesar's funeral. And so they make a huge show of that, man. So they bring in Caesar's body. The person in the front has a spear with the robes in which he was murdered hanging from the spear. So they walk in with that on like the tip of a spear hanging like a flag, like a banner.
Like, wait, what was hanging?
The clothes that he was wearing. So his bloody clothes.
What?
Yeah. And they're like, look at what happened, right? To the people, because the people love Caesar.
Yeah.
And so they bring him in, they put him on like that's Roman funerals were really weird. And like they put him up on stage kind of, and then Antony gives a speech in Julius Caesar, the play as well. The Friends, Roman Countrymen.
Mm-hmm.
This is when he gives that speech, which I think is some of it was, I don't know what was exactly said there, but that's Shakespeare doing his thing again. But anyway, this is when it happens. And kind of at this point is when Antony starts riling the people up. And he starts reading Caesar's accomplishments and the things that he did for the people. And every time he would motion to Caesar, his body, basically like, this is what happened. Like he did all of this for you. And this is what happened. Mm-hmm. This is what he got. And so the people freaked out and they're like, lost their minds, kind of start doing a riot. Romans would do a funeral pyre. Okay. So they would, religiously or whatever, symbolically go to a place, a temple or wherever, and burn them.
Right.
Build a big old bonfire. So the crowd actually like went up and stole, for lack of a better term, grabbed Caesar's body, and they basically just made an impromptu funeral pyre right there on the spot. Which if you ever go to Rome, in the Roman Forum, there's like one little building and you can actually go and you can see the funeral pyre. It's really cool. It's just like a rock in the middle of this little building right in the middle of the Forum. So that's
like the funeral pyre of Caesar?
Yeah. So it's a rock. Like they put him on the rock with a bunch of other, like they looted shops. They went into temples and tore benches and stuff out. And like they grabbed spears and like whatever, anything
flammable.
Yep, and they just, it was a riot. And so they had a funeral pyre right there. Soldiers started throwing their weapons and their armor onto the pyre, which was a symbolic thing that they did too. And like people, they just lost their minds. Right. And at this point, like Antony, he gets a message off to these guys and was like, well, I've done all I can for you guys. I gave you immunity. You're good to go. But there's a lot of people that don't want you around anymore. And there's just a lot of soldiers out there. There's a lot of angry people. I can't really do a lot for you. Like, that's it, man. So sorry. And so it's kind of where we're just going to stop because there's way too much more that happens after this. But what a move by Antony to just ratify. He got all of Caesar's stuff done. He remained in position.
Yeah.
And just flipped it completely over on the conspirators. And this is basically, so what happens after this? I think the last thing I'll really say. I'm remembering stuff. I'm so sorry.
No, like there's one of 5 things.
There's like 2 really important things. They go to read Caesar's will.
Oh.
Okay, right. So this is huge. He basically he just dumps his entire fortune to the people. Like every Roman male above 18 years old got like 3 months salary from his personal finances.
Whoa.
They just paid everybody. And then the rest
of
it,
this guy was loaded then.
He was super loaded. And then the rest of it basically went to his grandnephew, Octavian.
Okay.
Who became Augustus Caesar, right? August. We talked about him too. Caesar posthumously adopts Octavian, and that's when Octavian becomes Caesar, right? He gave him his name. And so eventually what happens is this plunges them into civil war again, like immediately when they just got done a couple of years ago. They go right back to civil war. and like Marcus Brutus and Cassius, they leave the town, all this stuff. One, the beneficiaries of Caesar's will were Mark Antony, Octavian, and a couple other like family members, but Mark Antony and Decimus Brutus. He made the will.
Whoa.
Caesar loved that guy.
That makes it, the fact that that's not a thing. I mean, Shakespeare, he did his
wrong Brutus,
but it's stuck in our brain, you know, like it makes a connection to how close these guys actually were.
Yep. So, I have so many other thoughts on the Brutus thing. I don't know when I'll talk about them. Maybe right now. The only thing else that I was thinking about is, are you familiar with Dante's Inferno?
Yeah.
The ninth circle of hell is where Satan with three heads is chewing on the betrayers.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is Judas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one of them is Marcus Brutus, which makes me mad because it's not Decimus Brutus. And I'm like, why? But Dante wrote his stuff before Shakespeare. So I'm like, what? How did Decimus get off so easy? You know what I mean? Like Brutus is immortalized as the betrayer.
Yeah.
And yes, he was.
Yes.
Certainly he was. But Decimus, he was like his son.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I guess I should say this too. Decimus Brutus, Roman politics is weird. And it was super known and like, fine, whatever. Caesar had mistresses.
Mm-hmm.
One of his longtime mistresses, her son is Decimus Brutus. So he was like a stepdad, kind of.
So he truly was like,
yeah. Crazy, right? So yeah. Anyway,
and the thing is, like, we can say that it's they got it wrong, or it actually is Marcus Brutus. But like you said, there's so much information pointing you to Decimus.
Yeah.
Right.
And Marcus had a lot to do with it. He did a ton of the other planning and whatnot. I should say, after this, Marcus Brutus became the face of like the conspiracy. Like Antony was what remained on the other side. Marcus Brutus on the other side, because he was a direct descendant, a couple generations from the Brutus that the 8th statue is made for.
Oh,
so that Brutus restored the Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, here's another Brutus restoring the public again.
Mm.
So, which didn't work out. But they basically, what happens after this, Octavian, Civil War, Octavian forms the second triumvirate. He becomes emperor. And basically this kills the Republic.
Mm.
So what they set out to do, they did the complete opposite. This crushed the Republic. And this is where Rome becomes an empire again.
The Roman Empire.
Exactly. So there you go. There is so much more.
I feel like
to this.
Yeah, we could talk
we
forever.
Went so long. If you're still here, thank you.
Thank you.
I hope that was fun.
This was a blast for me, guys. I'm not a geek for this stuff, so I'm like,
there's so much more. Like, I want to go learn about this, or there's like, I'm like, I gotta learn more about Caesar because I just studied so long about the assassination that I'm like, how did we even get here?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, how did he was enemies with Pompey, but before that they were friends. I'm like, how did that happen?
Right.
What about the wars that he was in? He was kidnapped by pirates? It's like, there's so many other things. I'm like, who's Sulla? Who else was dictator? Like, why is there dictators if there's still consuls? Like all of these questions, I'm like, oh, there's a lot.
Oh yeah.
There's kind of too much. So boy, we talked for a long time on this one.
And I'm okay with it. I hope you guys are okay with it.
I hope they're okay with it. If you're not okay with it, text Daniel.
Text me
or something. Or
put me on blast on Discord.
Blast him. Everybody do that. or Instagram.
Or Instagram.
This is how we'll do the plugs today. Or patreon.com/doing learning.
There you go.
I think you can post words and stuff there.
Post words?
What else can you do there? You can post words, you can talk to us, or you can listen to our bonus episodes and put Daniel on blast.
Yeah.
On Instagram and
all
stuff.
the things.
All the things.
Every of the things.
So I don't know if you got anything else, Daniel.
I don't, guys.
We have to be done before 2 hours.
Yeah. Just give us a like, give us a follow, share the content, guys.
Yep.
We are gonna
tell your friends.
Tell your friends. We're gonna be more diligent on this. Yeah. Heck, if you tell one friend and then that one friend tells another friend, that it adds up.
We're gonna pyramid scheme this, guys. Come on.
Oh,
Let's go.
Oh yeah. DL pyramid scheme.
The DL pyramid scheme. Let's go.
Not the DMs, it's the DLs.
That's right.
Yeah. On the down low.
The down low.
Doing learning on the down low.
It's our new outro. No, it's not. Oh my gosh, I don't like it. Anyway, Daniel, thanks for joining me for so long. Thank you for staying engaged for 2 hours.
Oh, of course.
You and all the folks at home. That was so much fun. I have so many notes. Everything is crazy everywhere. There's so much more. I think I did a good job.
I think you did a fantabulous job.
I hope so. Go if you need to, like, research your own. Prove me wrong, man. I love that kind of stuff. Being fact check is awesome. So we're out here learning, man. But anyway, make sure you go out there, do your own research, and stay curious. Stay Roman.
I was gonna say, if you say stay Brutus, I'm gonna slap you right now.
Don't be a Brutus.
Don't be a Brutus of any kind.
In a world of, no, I give up. Bye.